A very good evening to all of you and welcome in the session of conflict management. Today we are going to talk about something which is really very important when we are talking about conflict management. Do you think, can you tell me whether there's any relationship between conflict and trust? What do you think? Do they have any kind of relationship between conflict and trust? Yes. Conflict, you know, people give space to conflict only when trust starts decreasing. When the trust is broken, the trust would have been there. There wouldn't have been space for the conflict to enter. You know, conflict is something where we do not trust other person, we do not agree with whatever the other person is saying, but if there would have been trust, we would have definitely been agreed, we wouldn't have entered into any kind of disagreement, any kind of argument. The trust would have been there. Now, the conflict doesn't only arises in the organization, it is everywhere. It can be within the team, it can be within the organization, it can be between, it can be inter-organizational, intra-organization, intergroup, intra-group, interpersonal, intrapersonal. It can be in within the individual. So conflict is something which is everywhere, but whenever you're going to come across a situation where you will find conflict happening, you will see that there is the lack of trust. One of the most important cause of conflict in the organization is people do not show trust on each other. So yes, trust and conflict are something which is which are closely related to each other. Who do you trust? And one to whom you trust, you will never enter into conflict with them. Trust is something which can be built and which can be broken also very easily. So you need to make sure that whenever in the organization there is an atmosphere of trust to avoid the conflicts in the organization, because conflict do not just affect the individual relation, but it also affect the overall productivity of the organization, because each and every resource, each and every employee in the organization is contributing somewhere towards the growth of the organization. So it is very important that you create the environment of trust which is going to reduce the conflict in the organization. What is trust? Trust is a confident belief in someone or something. It is a confident belief in an entity. Yes, it is a confident belief on someone in something or on whatever the other person has said. It is the confident belief that yes, whatever he or she has said, whatever he or she has done is right. And what is conflict? No belief. There's no belief on whatever the other person is doing. How do I trust you? That is the first thing which comes in the mind when you are entering into the conflict with other person. How do I trust you? So basically, we are talking about trust. Trust is basically the confident belief in someone or something, and it is the confident belief in an entity to do what is right, to deliver what is promised, and to be the same every time, whatever the circumstance is. If you are same every time, if you are delivering your commitment, your promises, and you are always focusing on doing the right, you are always working for the right, you will see that there is no space for the conflict, because conflict makes the room in the organization or between the individual. When you fail to put your commitment, to deliver your promise, you keep on changing yourself from time to time. Every time, whenever you are giving a verdict, whenever you are talking, the people see a different you. So that is the reason for conflict in the organization. Now, if we talk about trust, what is trust? Trust is basically tangible. Tangible means, what do we mean by the word tangible? Tangible means trust is something, it is all about expectations, right? Although if we talk about trust, trust is by nature we are going to take, it is an intangible thing, like it's an intangible soft skill. But the benefit of the trust in the organization can are real and are tangible, that can be seen. That is why we say trust is tangible. It says if high trust is there, speed will be high and cost will be low. But if there is low trust, speed will be low and cost will be high. So trust and speed are related to each other. If trust is high, speed is high. If trust is low, speed is low. So if we talk about trust, it is all about the expectation. It cannot be given to someone who does not meet our expectation, who is never keeping the promises, who is not a committed person. And no one can build trust unless they know our expectation. If you think people can build trust easily, no, that is also not possible for the people to develop the trust easily. Second thing says trust is measured. Now, see, tangibility of the trust can be seen in the organization where there is low conflict, people do not enter into disagreement, they work with each other happily. That is where you see the effect of trust in managing the conflict. Second is measurable. One of the independent measurable component of relationship is trust. It has been widely studied concept both by itself and most importantly as a component of the quality of relationship. On basis of trust, it is decided the quality of the relation, whether it is strong, it is okay, it is poor, it is not good, that relation doesn't exist only. All these things are measurable, and these are measurable depending upon the level of trust which they have in their relationship. Third point says learnable. What do you think? Can we learn to trust? It isn't a quality which you say that either I'll have or I don't have. No, it's learnable. Developing trust will help the team members become energized and engaged and keep the conflict away from them, to may have a distance from the conflict. They are going to collaborate more with each other. When we are talking about trust, they're going to collaborate more effectively and will operate faster, and they will also attain good result. And another reason is because if trust is there, there will be no space for conflict, and unnecessary time in solving the conflict will not be wasted. Fourth point says practice. The best way to find out if you trust someone is to trust them back. Value long term trust over short term distrust. What people do, they have been trusting a person for years, and just a small mistake by that person and the entire trust is gone. That should not be done. Trust is not something which you can let go. Just think about the long term trust which you have shown over that person. Do not let that trust go for a short term mistake or for a short term unexpected thing which happened. Remember important life events. This is again one of the way by building the trust. Be deliberate about scheduling time with them. Make it your point that whatever relation I'm having, I'm going to spend some quality time with them always. Stay in constant communication. Never let that communication fade away from your life, because if communication is faded, the trust will also go. The trust is gone. So it is very important that you let this communication stay with you. Get to know people around them. If you want to build trust and form a relationship with someone, you need to look at the people around them. It is very important that look at the people around them and do your best to make things right without being taking any kind of advantages. Many times trust is just broken because other person take things for granted. Other person just just taking the person for granted, that okay, the person trusts me, and he start doing things which is slowly affecting the trust which was built between the individuals. Do not do that. And the last point says trust is essential. Definitely. To earn trust, money and power aren't enough. You have to show concern for others. You can build it, but you cannot buy it from a supermarket or a mall, though you spend thousands, lakhs over it. It is not something which you can buy from anywhere. And yes, it is very essential for an individual life as well as for the organization. If you want to keep your organization, your life, your relations free from conflict. So these are the five essential things that what trust exactly is. And now today we are going to discuss about the waves of trust. These are the wave of trust. The first wave of trust is that is self trust. How many of you listening to me, sitting in front of me, trust yourself? I bet hardly few. Many of you do not trust yourself. This is very important. Second is relationship trust, organizational trust, market trust, and the society trust. These are the five waves of trust. And now today we are going to discuss about each and every wave of the trust. Now, in self trust, first there is a question that says, do I trust myself? What answer do you have for this question? Do you trust yourself? I do trust myself. What about you? Ask yourself this question, that whether I trust myself or not. Do I show to whatever I'm doing? Do I trust that I'm going to achieve it? I'm going to do it. Yes. What is your answer? Am I someone whom other can trust? Okay. Here it is very important that if You do not trust yourself. Believe me, no one else is going to trust you. For letting other people to trust you is important for you to show trust on yourself. Show trust on yourself. Am I someone on whom others can trust? This is again a question for you, that am I someone whom others can trust? So definitely yes, I am the one on whom others can trust, because I trust myself and I never try to do something which is going to break other person's trust. So here there are key questions. The first question says, okay, before going to the key question, self trust is something which deals with the confidence you have in yourself. If you are confident about yourself, if you have confidence on yourself, then only you can develop that self trust. Then only you can develop trust on yourself. Confidence in your ability to set goals, confidence in keeping your commitment, confidence to walk your own talk. Walk your talk. Whatever you are saying, you're confident that yes, I am going to do it. So, to walk on your talk, and also with your ability to inspire trust in others. The whole idea is to become both to yourself, to ourselves, and to others, a person who is worthy of trust, who is self worthy of trust, who is building that trust. So keep principles undertaking this way in credibility. You need to prepare yourself to be a person who on whom people can show trust. So for this, there are a few questions. Now, these are the questions which you need to ask yourself. The first question is integrity. Do you approach everything you do with integrity? What do you mean by integrity? What is integrity? I think you might be familiar with the term integrity, right? So, integrity means honesty, and it's made of three other virtues. There are three more things by which the integrity is made, that is congruency, humility, and courage. Congruency means that you are acting according to your own set values, means no gap between what one intends to do and what one actually do. So whatever is going in your mind that I want to do, that same thing you are not doing. There's no gap that you are thinking to go in east and you are going in west. The gap is not coming. That is congruency. Means you are acting as per your own values. Whatever is running in your mind, whatever you are saying, you are doing the same thing. The thing can be seen that okay, he told he'll be going to start a business, and your actions are showing that yes, you are planning to start your own business. You are have started working on that, planning the business. It should not be that you are saying that I'm going to start a business and you're preparing yourself. You are going for the interview, you're preparing yourself for the interview. That should not be there. There should be congruency. Whatever is here, that should be depicted, that should be shown in your act. Second is humility, means to look out for the good of others in addition to what is good for you. You're also looking for out for the good of others, also not just putting yourself above everything. That should not be your motive. You should not just focus on putting yourself above each and everything. It is very important that you also look for others in addition to what is good for you. And the last thing is courage, which means to do right thing even when it may be difficult. It is going to be very difficult to do that thing. It is going to be very difficult to work on that, but still, you focus on doing the best, still, you focus on delivering the best, no matter how difficult it is to do that work. The next question here arises is intent. Do you demonstrate a genuine intent in your dealing with others? Do you know how we should act? That is intent. Do you know that? Do you demonstrate a genuine intent when you're dealing with others? Do you demonstrate that? What's the motive of doing that? Why you are doing that? What you do? The best motive in building trust is genuinely caring about people. You need to be very genuine. You do not have to just show up that I care a lot, but when it comes to actually showing your care and concern, you are not there. No, it is all about genuinely caring about the people, genuinely caring about the things. So the only motive is what you do, why you do, and what's the motive behind doing that. That should be genuine one. Then you need to find out the agenda, that why I'm doing this. Honestly seeking the feedback, honestly thinking that what is good for others, and that only you are focusing on. That is what you're focusing on, delivering the thing. You're focusing on doing the things good for others, not just for yourself. Your own behavior. It also includes your own behavior. Now, if you have prepared an agenda that I'm going to do this, which is good for others, then putting your agenda into practice, into action is also, which is very important. That is going to show your behavior towards others. And it is what we do based upon what we intend to and what we are actively seeking for. That is what is shown when we are talking about intent. So, do you demonstrate a genuine intent in your dealing with others? Are you genuinely doing the things which are good for others? That shows your intent. And these are the small, small things which helps you to build trust for yourself in the eyes of other people. Next is the capabilities. It means that, okay, do you have the credential and capabilities to get the job done? Do you have that capabilities? What do you think? If you're going for any kind of job, do you think you have the capabilities of cracking the interview or of getting the job? Capabilities here simply means the talent, the skill, the knowledge, the capacities, and the abilities that you as an individual have, that will enable us, that will help us to perform with excellence. Do you have those capabilities? Do you have that skill, that knowledge, that talent, that capacity to perform with excellence, to perform the best results? Do you have that? Now, there are basically 5 cores of capabilities. So, we are going to now, if we talk about the cores of capabilities, you can learn that course of capabilities by simple word, that is TASK. Now, here T stands for talent. There might be some things where we do not need any specific specialized training, things which we just do naturally. We naturally do them well. And the things which we naturally do well are the things which we love to do. So these are the things which we love to do, which we naturally do well. So first is the incapabilities. The five course. First is T, that stands for task. A is attitude. How do you see the things? The way you are going to see the things is going to show your perception, is going to show your innocence. It is going to show the inner you, that it is how we are, it is how I am from within, from inside. So that is the attitude. It is going to show your inner side to the outer world. That is your attitude. S in the task stands for skills. These are the things which you have learned to do well. Okay, you have learned these skills, you have practiced these skills, you might have taken you might have got a specialized certificate for performing these skills. So these are the things which you have learned. And K stands for knowledge. It is what you know and what you have known. Skills and knowledge, both are the things where you have learned. These are not something which are inherited in you. And the last S is your style, your unique way of doing the things. In the organization, there might be five people who are, uh, who are having the same knowledge, same degree, same skill set, but still, the way they use their knowledge, the way they use their skills, their style is very different from each other. So, though there might be people who have the same knowledge, same skills, but their way of doing the work is something which is known as style, and that style is unique for everyone. Every person, every individual carries their own unique style. And the last point here is results. People don't trust people who don't deliver result. Do you have a good track record in demonstrating results? If no, then definitely people are not going to trust you. People do not trust the one who do not deliver the result, who do not put their commitment, who do not keep their promises. They are what you contribute to the organization. So if results aren't there, neither is the credibility, neither is the trust. It's just that simple. If you cannot deliver the results, you cannot say that there is any kind of credibility which you have taken. You cannot say it. You cannot ask the people to trust you because you have not delivered the result. For building the trust, it is very important that whatever you say, you deliver that. Your words, your thoughts, your conversation, everything is showing the deliverability of the thing, of the commitment which you have made, of the promise which you have made, even to yourself. There are basically three different areas of results where people look to judge the creditability. That is your past results, what you have proven you can do. It's not just about the present thing. So, what was your past result? In the past, have you delivered whatever you have said? Have you proven yourself that you are a trustworthy person? They're going to check that. Your current results, what you are contributing right now at this point of time, are you keeping up your promises? Are you keeping up your commitments? Are you delivering the results or not? And finishing results are all about finishing. They'll also check your present as well as your past result, that whenever you have taken up a project, whenever you have taken up a responsibility, whether you have finished it or you have just left that in between. So, when you're talking about results, it is very important that you need to keep one thing in mind, that results are only and all about finishing them. Now, this is the first type of trust. Second type of trust is relationship trust. Very important. Very important. In the organization, outside the organization, everywhere, we do have relations. Relationship trust, it is something where we see how to increase and establish the trust account we have with others. So, if we are talking about trust account, there need to be some consistency in the behavior of both the parties. There are almost 13 behavior which are being practiced, based and validated by the researchers. This is the list of all those 13 behaviors, and these behaviors can be learned and applied by individual. So these are the 13 different behaviors. Now we are going to talk about these behaviors in detail in the next session. Today we are just going to have a quick overview about this. So here the first thing says talk straight. Okay, let's just forget about this behavior, 13 behaviors. What do you think? What are the ways by which you can build trust in the relationship? What do you think? What are the ways by which you can build trust in the relation? First is you should be open with that person. You should not have hidden facts whenever you're sharing the information. The information shared should be proper, should be complete, right? Right. Second is being loyal towards your towards that relation. There need to be loyalty, respect, the transparency. Now how, let's just relate these things in the conflict, with the conflict. See, if within the individual, why the conflict arise, it arises because there might be loyalty is not there, transparency might not be there, respect might not be there, results might not have delivered on time. Whatever we expect from other person, the other person is not fulfilling that, that again become one of the reason for conflict. The trust is not there. We do not listen to each other, we do not keep the promises, we do not keep the commitments, we do not take the accountability. These are the reasons by which conflict arises, because conflict is between the individual and relation is also within the individual, right? So it is very important that you put your efforts in bringing the trust to the relationship, because until and unless the trust is not there, whether it is a personal relation or professional relation, irrespective of what relation you are holding, if the trust is not there, then it is very difficult to come to conclusion, to agree with each other's point of view. So in relationship trust, the first is talk straight. What do you mean by the word talk straight? One of the reasons for conflict in the organization is people do not speak whatever is running in their mind. They keep those things to them only. So make sure that you always talk straight. Whatever is in your mind, you just show that thing. You just speak up that thing. Do not hide your agenda. Do not hide your motive. Because if you are going to do that, conflict is definitely going to arise. Because someday, today, maybe tomorrow, a day will come when your agenda, your hidden agenda, the things which were running in your mind is going to come out. Definitely that is going to come out, and for that purpose it is very important that you talk straight. You know what happens when we talk straight? We tell the truth and leave the right impression. And when you are telling the truth, whether it is good or bad, in favor or against, but if you're telling the truth, it is always going to create a right impression. And without trust between the boss and employees, speed of the work of delivering the task will definitely go down, and cost is definitely going to rise. That is why it is very important that whenever you are talking, you are talking straight. You are not having any hidden agenda in your mind. Whatever you are saying, it is straight, it is clear. Whatever is running in your mind, that is what you are speaking from your mouth. So let your words be the mirror of your mind if you want to develop the trust. Because without trust, the relation between the leader or the follower, the employee and the boss, the employer and the employee, the manager and the employee is not going to survive. Unnecessary, the speed of the work is going to slow down, and when speed of the work slows down unnecessary, it is going to increase the cost. Second is demonstrate respect. Value individual. Golden rule says treat the people the way you want yourself to be treated. If you want to get respect, show respect. If you want to do not want to get respect, do not show respect. If you want to get trust, show trust. So always, this is the thumb rule of getting the respect, building the trust for everything. That treat the people the same way you want them to treat you. If you want them to be on the commitment, to be on the promise, you be on commitment, you be on promise. If you want them to deliver the task on time, to be the man of words, you be the man of words, you deliver the task on time. So whatever you want the other person to do, whatever we are expecting from them, you need to fulfill those expectations yourself first, and then only the other person is going to fulfill your expectations. There are 11 more points in relationship trust, which we are going to discuss in the next session of conflict management. If you have any doubt till here, do you have any doubt? No? Okay, so if you do not have doubt, then we are done with today's session, and we'll get back to you in the next session of conflict management. If you have any doubt related to the waves of trust, that is self-trust, which we have already discussed, and second is the relationship trust. If you have any doubt related to that, you can definitely get back to me in the next session. Yes? Okay then, bye-bye. Have a wonderful day. See you at 6:30 with the last session of the day, that is language lab. How to be fluent with English. Okay, bye bye. Have a good day.